Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the aftermath of Revolution 2021. This is the Gump Report. If anyone's ever seen Forrest Gump, the one line Forrest always said next to Forrest is just like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I don't know if I'm going to name that, but it sounds right to call this the Gump Report because I don't know what I'm going to be doing on here. I'll either botch it or get it right or get it in between. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't want to make this so serious every single time if I ever do this again like this. I just thought I'd try something new. So if you do like the Gump Report, put the name down there and just tell me if you like it. I may actually put this in the title, the Gump Report. Aftermath, Gump Report 1, the aftermath of Revolution. And honestly, I've seen several people do their podcast for this. JD, I've seen Just Alex, I've seen the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I even took a look at Solomonster. I don't usually look at him. And all of them were, and OTF Central. The Sleg Daddy did his review and he was laughing his freaking ass off. He was loving every moment of it. It wasn't the fact that he was proven right that how AEW's not been doing that stuff right. He just found it so damn funny at the very end that, as I found out later after I did my review, which was 36 minutes, oh my gosh, I never usually do reviews that long. It is rare if you ever see on my channel to have anything beyond 25 minutes, maybe 30, very rarely. But finding out that it looks like the pyro malfunctioned, it was bad. It pissed off a lot of people. They're mad as shit at two things that happened in AEW. One, Christian Cage being signed and being given so much freaking hype that makes no damn sense. That's what they're saying. And you already heard my point of view. I still love me the Christian. But having that much hype for Christian was not the wisest thing to do. It made people, and this is something that's got to be understood. And I've heard so many people's points of view about the hype for the signing and the result once the signing had been revealed. Look, guys, it's a two-way street. Let's put this out there first before anything else, before I go on to talking about what else happened, like with the pyro and the copyright strikes that's happened on Twitter. Well, not copyright strikes, but takedowns. I'll talk about that next, if I don't forget. You see, you never know what you're going to get. Why you think I'm calling the Gump Report? Because I tend to forget. Look, when it comes to Christian Cage, I love the guy. Like I said in my video, TNA champ, world champ in WWE, tag champ in WWE, intercontinental champ in WWE. I believe he even won the US, and I believe he was around long enough to at least try to get the European Championship. He never got the WWE title, but at least he did get the World Championship once until 2 days later when he got his butt jobbed out to, well, he got his ass jobbed out. I'm not going to say but. I'm not going to be nice about it. He got his ass jobbed out to Randy Orton in 2010. Instead of giving a week, maybe 2 months or a month, he wasn't even given 2 days because of the tapings for SmackDown at that time. He was only given 2 days to hold the title before Randy whooped his ass and took that freaking title from him, which I found to be stupid at that time, and I still believe it was stupid at the time. Let's be honest. But he's not bad. But it is a two-way street in the sense that we had our own expectations and we pissed ourselves off. That's the truth. It's not 100%, and understand, I'm not taking anything away from AEW. They did start this, and that is the bigger part of the two. Let's be honest. It's a two-way street, but some idiot went down the street first. Then the other one went the other way, and they weren't paying attention, and they butt heads. AEW went down the street first and was not paying attention, and went in the same direction as the other one, who decided, instead of looking in front of him, instead of looking at his feet, he slammed into him first. That is the truth. AEW started it. We finished it. And that's where we're at. But AEW does take the lion's share of what's going on, but we both messed up. Let's be honest here. We had our expectations. Not only did we not meet an expectation, as far as so many people concerned, they're so pissed off the expectation is supposed to be here. They would have been happy here. They feel like it's here. And that's a stupid thing to think. Look, do you believe Christian is going to make a huge wave in AEW? No. One of my subscribers, I believe he's Gettysburg, he believes and he hopes they're going to push him to the max. He's not going to be pushed to the max. If we're going to be honest here, they're going to push him in a way that's going to help the talent and to give him something that will give him some closure, because the WWE never gave a fuck about him in 2010 because he should have been able to hold the world title longer than 2 days. They never cared. And when he came back, he wasn't going to get anything. Even if they were willing to pay him more money than what he normally would, he wasn't going to do a damn thing but sit in the back and just eat food and catering. Very rarely he'll be used. And if he's used, it's not going to be in a meaningful feud or anything that's going to put anyone over. So, next to not wanting to be sitting in the back doing shit, because he's been sitting on his butt for more than a few years because of his concussion problems, and I believe his neck was also a bit jacked. Not to the point where he needed surgery like Adam Copeland, a wonderful Edge, who people really would have been happy to see. Like I said in my review, if Edge had appeared instead of Christian, it would have set everything on fire, because he is a bigger talent than Christian. But never take anything away from Christian. Christian earned everything he has. He's been TNA champion. He earned it. He's been world champion, even though it was incredibly brief. He did earn it. Even if Edge had to beg for him to get it, he'd been there long enough that he could earn a shot, like a Mark Henry. It's just that he's not the caliber that many people want to see. He's not bad. He's going to do something in AEW. He's not going to be here. He's going to be somewhere around here. Somewhere hovering between mid-card and upper-card. He's going to be there. And we'll hope, and this is what I'm saying to all of you, hope that he helps the younger talent. Hope that Tony Khan understands what Christian can give. This is not about Christian going after the world title. Maybe he'll go after the TNT. Maybe he'll go after a tag title. But going after the world title, no. Not because I can't think he can do it, but because it's got to be something that's meaningful, somebody else to gain something with him. Remember, this isn't about just letting him have a world title shot and then getting it for a couple of months and then dropping it to somebody and not making it meaningful. It's got to be meaningful. So that's what I'm saying. Now let's move on to the pyro. Let's move on to it. I thought they were being very conservative and it was anemic. You can remember my video package. Well, not video package. You see about the Gump report. You never know what you're going to get. And I'm going to stick to that. It ain't going nowhere. Look, when it comes to the pyro, what I thought on my review was that it was anemic. And maybe they were being a little too conservative about it. But now hearing there's a good possibility that it was a malfunction. And I went to DQ.com, I believe that's the one it's called. And while I was looking around, because I thought, you know what, maybe I should make a video about this a little bit because of the aftermath. How many people are angry? How many people think this was stupid about Christian and how bad the pyro was and how angry they were? And other people thinking this is still amazing. What's your problem? What's your malfunction? And that's in, if you've ever seen Full Metal Jacket and the drill sergeant saying, "What is your damn malfunction, Gomer Pyle?" before he gets, we can be friends. That is an old movie that is bloody as hell, but it's not a bad movie. But anyway, that's what several people have been really thinking. What's the malfunction? What's your problem? It's a great show. Yes, the pyro didn't work, but most of it was still very good. Fine. Look at the street fight. I said myself, and I don't care if anyone thinks I'm beyond stupid what I'm saying. If you're to compare WrestleMania 36 last year, I believe it's 36, compared to this one, where The Undertaker, I know everyone thinks it's the benchmark. Let's be honest here, 100% fucking honest. You couldn't see most of what was going on. The Undertaker actually cut open his arm his fucking forearm doing that stunt, hitting his arm into that window of the car. He hurt himself legitimately and cut his arm open. You could not see most of what's going on because the lighting wasn't good. You couldn't see what was going on most of the time because the camera angle was like this. If you believe the camera work was excellent, that's on you. But I'm an honest reviewer. I'm not kissing anyone's fucking ass. I'm being honest here. The camera work was not perfect. It was not perfect. The Undertaker actually got hurt. The camera work was not good. And honestly, it was not the benchmark for me. But since it was the first one of its kind for WWE, it did set the bar. Doesn't mean it was the top of the bar. Because what did we get? We got Bray Wyatt and we got Braun Strowman. We got John Cena and Bray Wyatt. Then we get this. After Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. We get this. And I'm being honest here. The camera work was much more superior. The way they set it up, Darby Allin, if anyone from an actual movie studio saw that, they should consider when he gets a little more mature, about 30, 31 years old, after he's had more time with AEW, and I'm not saying for him to leave, they would go to him and say, take my money, come with me, make me movies. That is Darby Allin in a nutshell. The guy's innovative. He has a different way of seeing things. And when it comes to this, you can feel it. So this was the best cinematic that has ever been produced for any company. And I know Lucha Underground has supposedly had great cinematics, but let's be honest, this was probably better than anything Lucha Underground had to produce because they were still using people from the industry. Darby Allin went to film school, and he's fresh, and he has a different perspective on things. That's why it's so innovative. It is better than anything that exists right now. Now, of course, he could up himself, or WWE may take hints from him and may up against what he produced, which will be great for the industry in this situation. But let's be honest. This is what people are thinking. When it comes to the pyro myself, this is what I'm thinking. Was it good? No. But did they try to sell the fuck out of it? Yes. You get Jon Moxley trying his best to make it look good, being dead to the world, being chained with it behind his back, just laying there dead to the rights. Then you got Kingston going out there, making it look good, and thinking went off the way it's supposed to, and acting like he was knocked unconscious, and I heard just Alex saying, well, next time, maybe, no, it wasn't just Alex, it was basically the Sleg Daddy from Off the Rope Show Central. He said, you know what, no thank you, I'm good, I don't want to do that again. For me personally, things happen. The Shockmaster is an example of that. I don't have a shot at the Shockmaster. Supposed to break through I don't know if it was styrofoam or if it was, not plywood, styrofoam or whatever he was supposed to break through. He hit the damn floor. He lost his, basically, Stormtrooper glittered helmet and walked out and kept going with it. He didn't have to do that. But he was a professional, and that's what we got here. Was it good? Hell no. And it hurt the show, along with what happened with Christian, because so much hype and so much speculation gave us that. So that's what we got. That's my point of view. You don't like it? All right, I'm sorry. But here's the third thing, and that's really what made me have to come on this and really say it. DMCA from guess who? You can't believe they actually go there. Look, I did see, when I looked at just Alex's video, he had been given a connection on Twitter to what happened after the show and what happened with Jon Moxley, where he was trying to sell this as best as he could. He was trying to do, basically, cleanup. He was trying to do damage control. And he pretty much said, and I quote, well, not quote, I think I'll forget it. A quote is possible. You got Kenny Omega being a great wrestler, but setting up an explosive, he can't do shit. pretty much he can't know how to do that mess. Now, I just saw on nodq, that's the name of it, not DQ, nodq.com, there is a connection to, I believe, Fight, Sport, Scum, or Scarum, or what is it? Fight, Sport, Skirmish. I believe that's what it is. And you got Tony Khan on it. And I will leave a connection if I remember to add it, because I don't know if I'm going to add it, of what happened. And let's be honest here. He tried to sell it just like John Moxley did. He said, look, he said it himself, and he said he's going to be uploading it. By now, it's already been uploaded, what John Moxley said. Hey, Kenny Omega's an incredible wrestler, but he don't know how to do bombs for shit. Pretty close as that. But here's the thing for me. DMCA on Twitter, they've been taking down videos because of what happened and looking so damn embarrassed. Now, was this the wisest thing to do? No. It would have been better. This is just what I believe. Because not everyone's going to do this. But it would have been better for Tony Khan to go on Twitter, go on All Elite Wrestling, and did just a short video and said, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Tony Khan. I know many of you loved Revolution 2021. We're very proud of what we put up. But we have to be honest here. The ending of the show did not go the way we wanted. We had a major malfunction with the pyro. But as you saw, our talent tried to sell the best they could with the situation. We're sorry. We're honestly sorry about what happened with the pyro. Left it at that. Now, of course, he could say something about Christian Cage, saying that we shouldn't have hyped up a Christian, but that would have been a bad mistake. Because if he tried to walk back what he did for Christian Cage, it will hurt him even more. It's too late. If anyone thinks that he should just simply, hey, be honest, say Christian was a bad call and we hyped him up and we shouldn't have, that would have hurt Christian. It would have hurt Christian going on the show. And then that would have hurt Christian's psyche. Look, the guy hasn't wrestled in maybe 5 to 9 years. Well, no, 7 to 9 years. He stopped wrestling just a little bit after Edge. He got concussions, and I believe, like I said, I think he got some damage to his neck. I do believe it was concussion related. But the guy hasn't been wrestling in years, and he just came back at the Royal Rumble, and he did at least one match on Raw. No problem. And now he's gone to AEW. You see, I'm botching. Look, if you force Tony Khan to do that, you'll hurt Christian. Whether you like the guy or not, the guy hasn't wrestled in years. He wants to come back. He never got a fair shake at WWE. Let's be honest, he never did. Captain Charisma never got very far. Given the world title, he should have had at least 2 months at least to run with it, but gave him 2 days. Remember, it wasn't a week. It wasn't 7 days that he had the title. It was 2 days. Remember, they recorded it after that pay-per-view that happened where he won it. 2 days afterward, they recorded it, and it was done. So when it came down to it, he does deserve better. To have a meaningful run. Doesn't mean he has to win the world title. He can get the TNT title or tag title. And they can make him feel important before he calls it a day permanently. Never goes back in the ring. Because he's 47, he's 2 years younger than me. No, 3 years younger than me. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting I'm 50. I may not look it mostly, but with all the stress that's been going on, I lost a lot of hair up here. Honestly, if I took this thing off, you'll see a mostly big bald patch because of all this stress and what's been going on for the last year. But the guy deserves better. But when it comes down to it, like I said, Tony Khan should have not made the order for DMCA on Twitter, and I'm sure DMCA on either Facebook as well, and probably YouTube. DMCAing everybody is the wrong thing, and it's going to give a wrong idea. Yes, there's going to be many people who say, well, you know what? They have the right to do it, and they do. It's their content. They have perfect right to do it. But let's be honest here. They're supposed to be an alternative to WWE. More of an alternative than Impact Wrestling. They're the biggest company in America. And I know many of my subscribers saying, yeah, they're not bigger than Impact Wrestling. They're bigger internationally. We're not talking about international. We're talking about national. Impact Wrestling has very weak reaction. Very weak reaction, very weak strength in America. Doesn't mean they're a bad company. It just never been able to get back where they were at Spike. That's the truth. And AEW being on TNT does have that strength, but they don't have the same strength internationally. We know Impact does. Just like New Japan Pro Wrestling and AAA has very strong influence internationally, they're not that great nationally. They're just not in America. So it's understandable. But right now, as it stands, it doesn't look good. It doesn't mean people are going to hate them for it. As long as they give us a better show this Wednesday, many people will look past it. Because, look, let's be honest here. Shows end badly sometimes. Look what happened with Owen Hart dying on a show in your house. 1999, he dies there. It happens. It does happen. Okay? Look what happened in WCW and Psycho Sid breaking his leg on live TV. I believe it was live at that time on Nitro. He broke his leg jumping off the second turnbuckle when he never does that. He hurt himself badly. It happens, guys. Things like that happen. The pyro malfunction, it happened. I'm not saying it's a great thing to see, but it is something to be understood that sometimes these companies are going to give us an egg. Sometimes they're going to give us gold. Sometimes they're going to lay an egg. It happens. It just counts if they do it constantly like WWE is doing. Look, Raw sucks. SmackDown may have better ratings than Raw, but it's not great 100% because it still has stuff that bleeds over from Raw. NXT is moving to Tuesdays. You know why? Because they never stood a chance against AEW because Vince's influence messed up the show. It wasn't that they moved to Wednesday nights on USA. It was the fact that Vince influenced them. Look, they went from 1 hour to 2. And we know for certainty that Vince was giving some level orders to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, as well as Road Dogg and everyone else on his team to do certain things. It makes no difference. That's what happened. And seeing that they're moving Tuesday does not mean that NXT is going back to normal. I still say as long as Vince's influence is there, it will never be the way it was. It's just going to be a joke of itself. But this is how I feel about it. And this is the first episode of the Gump Report. Please like, subscribe, and laugh your ass off because that's what this is supposed. I don't know. This is supposed to be as fun as possible. I don't like putting myself in this stuff. Literally, I hate it. But I've learned in the last nearly 9 years of doing YouTubes, you got to do something to make yourself happy and to do something with these videos because I've made almost 1,500 videos, guys. I think it's 1,460 or 70. I've almost made 1,500 videos over a 9-year period. I can't remember even the ones that I did 2 or 3 times, like the last few of them, I can remember most of it, but once it goes past a week or two, I can't remember a damn thing I said. And it blends together. You want to have some fun with these, so I'm probably not going to remember this, but I'm going to try and have as much fun as I can, and I hope you guys have fun too. Peace!